Hey guys, it's Steph and welcome back to the Fragrance Direct YouTube channel, where in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 fragrance picks for Valentine's Day 2018. So I've got a bunch of different fragrances here. I've got some old favourites of mine and I've got some new favourites. We've got some more classic scents. We've also got some slightly more alternative scents as well. So first of all, I think we'll start off with one of the classics, which is Love by Chloe. Now I used to wear this all the time a few years ago. It's one of my favourite perfumes of all time. I remember I had a bottle of this a few years ago and it lasted me for years. It's such a strong scent, but not in an overpowering way. It's very, very powdery and very florally, so if that's the sort of thing you're into, then I think you'll really like this. As with all Chloe fragrances, the packaging is really classic, really chic, and I think this would look stunning on your dressing table. Personally for me, the powdery base note is what stands out the most, but you also get a hint of the lilac and hyacinth as well. The recommended retail price for the 50ml fragrance is £63, but you can get it on Fragrance Direct for £52.95, giving you a saving of over £10. This is honestly by far one of my most favourite fragrances ever, so I definitely recommend it. Next is another old favourite of mine, this time from Prada, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, but this is the Infusion de Iris by Prada. This one is kind of a does what it says on the tin sort of fragrance. As you can imagine, it smells very heavily of iris. The size I have here is the 30ml, and again, just like the Chloe fragrance, this will last you a lifetime. I had a bottle, I think around twice the size of this, and it lasted me for around 3 years, and I used it pretty much every other day, so this really does last a long time. It's one of those less is more scents, so you only really need the tiniest amount just on your pressure point and it'll last with you throughout the whole day. This is one of those fragrances that when you're wearing it, you're almost guaranteed that someone will stop you and ask you what you're wearing, because it is such an interesting scent. You have notes of orange blossom in there, you've got cedar, you've got incense, and obviously you've got the iris as well. It's got a really interesting mix of obviously the floral notes as well as fruity notes and a woody base note as well. The 30ml size of the Eau de Parfum is currently available on Fragrance Direct for £44.95, giving you a saving of over £7, so a really good buy. The next fragrance is one that is completely brand new to me, and it's a bit of a wild card. It's definitely not your classic fragrance scent. It's from Tokyo Milk and is the Arsenic fragrance. I'd never actually tried any Tokyo Milk fragrances before this, but when I read the notes online, I really wanted to give it a go, because the notes in this in particular is absinthe, fennel, and then also vanilla as well, so a really interesting mix. It's quite a masculine scent, but it's also got the sweetness of the vanilla in there, so it's very, very unisex. The most prominent notes to me would definitely have to be vanilla and fennel. I find that vanilla kind of carries on throughout the entirety of the fragrance's life, whereas the fennel kind of gives it a slight twist. This is such a unique fragrance, and Tokyo Milk do a ton of other scents as well, so if you know someone that likes scents a little bit out of the ordinary, then I definitely recommend this. Next up is another new favourite of mine. I swear I'm going to say this for pretty much all of the fragrances that I'm featuring today. It is the Elizabeth and James Nirvana White fragrance. This came out a few years ago now, and it wasn't as readily available in the UK, which I was so sad about because I always wanted to give it a go. It was something that you could find more in the US. Elizabeth and James is a company founded by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. They originally came out with 2 different scents, both called Nirvana, but obviously you have the white one and then you also have the black. This is definitely more of a classic fragrance, unlike the Tokyo Milk one, which is a little bit different. This is very much a classic floral scent. The main notes for me in Nirvana White is definitely peony, lily of the valley, and then also musk as well. It's a really, really nice fragrance. I think it will work for both day and night. Both the Nirvana Black and Nirvana White are available on Fragrance Direct, including 2 new scents which I only just found out about, which are bourbon and also rose. The 50ml Eau de Parfum, which is what I have here, is available on the Fragrance Direct website for £69, and you can also pick it up in a larger size as well. Definitely one of my new favourites. Last but certainly not least, I've saved the most expensive for last. This is the Odin New York fragrance, and this retails for £140, but you can pick it up on Fragrance Direct for just £70, so that is half the price. So as you can see, this comes housed in a really sophisticated gift box, and inside you have the fragrance. This is the 100ml size. As you can see, it's a really large bottle, so you definitely feel like you're getting your money's worth, and again, this is definitely more of a unisex scent. As soon as you spray it, the first note that hits you is the cassis berries. It's very, very fruity to start off with. It then transforms into almost a very spicy floral scent. It's very, very warming as well. It's definitely a fragrance for the nighttime, I think. The fragrance then settles down to the base notes of patchouli and sandalwood, which last all the way through the night. This is such a long-lasting scent, and just like everything else, I absolutely love it. So you guys, those are my top 5 fragrance picks for Valentine's Day, whether you're buying for someone else or yourself. Do let me know if you've tried any of the fragrances that I've mentioned today in the comments section down below. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you don't want to see more. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.